Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode here today on ESGNet. We're back here for MLB 19, the show. We're just a couple episodes away before we go to MLB 20, but I kind of want to finish off some of these videos I already have already for Bolden in today's episode. So episode 198 is to be exact, and we're in Colorado as we're taking on the Rockies, who are currently 5-5 for the season, as we just started the new season here, the 2019 season, and we're right now tied with them in the division. As you take a look at the stats right there, so both teams are in third place, and there you see Bolden there. I got to make a decision today if he's gonna start a rivalry or he's gonna continue some friendships or try to make some better friendships here with his teammates here. And he looks like he's gonna try to have a friendship here with another teammate of his. I'm not exactly know who this is, but nonetheless, here trying to get his get teammates on his side, and of course the better chemistry you have with your teammates, the better you are off as a team playing well. And of course, that's been a big problem here as of late for Bolden and for the Padres, if they have not been doing too good here. So Rockies last game they played against was against the Atlanta Braves, where they were at home, and they lost that game 3-2. They lost the series 2-1, and of course they're trying to get themselves going here and get up back on track. Now our first series win was against Houston, where we took the first 2 games in that series, but we lost the last one here. As you take a look here, Bolden getting ready to go in action here today. Now usually Bolden does pretty well here in Denver, with the exception of Brett Anderson, which he will meet here at some point here. I think it's the next game. Bolden has a bit of a I don't know, a kind of a seesaw battle with him. And I've noticed, and I'll be quite honest here, kind of breaking the third or fourth wall here. I don't know why, but it's for some reason I don't do so well with Anderson. Oh, never mind, he's right there in this game. Never mind, he's in this first game. For whatever reason, I don't do so well against Brett Anderson. I don't know what it is about Brett Anderson that I just have trouble with. I don't know if it's if I can't read his pitches coming off his hands or whatever. You see there, we do a good job of getting the walk and getting ourselves on base. So far here, we've got a hit and a walk from Anderson today. So today must be a good day for us to face Anderson. As we'll see Clay now up to bat here. We'll see what he can do. But what I was saying there is the last time we played against the Rockies was just a week or so ago here in this series. And in San Diego, there in San Diego, we split the series 2 games apiece. So we're trying to see if we can try to do a better job here this time around on their home turf. And of course, Bolden all season long has he's quite known for having a slow start in his seasons since being up in the majors here. And usually it's after the first month and a half of the season, he starts picking up and he starts going crazy and just starts taking off and having monster home runs and just driving in runs like crazy. And that seems like to be the case here in this one. As we go now to the 6th inning here, it's 5-3 now, as there's 2 runners on board and 2 out. So a 2-2 count. So 2s are wild here. Bolden here looking for a pitch here, and he drives this one there to right center field. That is going to be a nice double there for him, as he's going to be in scoring position. He's able to drive in too, as he tries to get back to second there. And that's a great hit there from him. And of course now the Padres have now extended that lead now to 4 runs, make it a 7-3 ball game. So Bolden now on second base here, looking to see if he can get driven in here on this 3-2 count. The ball, well, the pitcher loses the batter there, so that's going to be a ball, and that's going to put infield there at first base. The young player there that we have there, Clay infield. So now Willie Dickerson up to bat here. We'll see what he can do. And you see his numbers so far: 2 home runs, 7 RBIs, 316 average there. So he's hitting pretty well above average. And we'll see what he does now with a 3-1 count with 2 runners on board. We'll see if they give him anything there. No, they decide to give him and not even deal with him as they go ahead and give him a walk. So they walk in. So that's now 2 batters now. This pitcher has now walked here since giving up a hit to Bolden. So Tomlin there, he's going to have to get something going and try to change his fate here. As Chris Iannetta is now up to bat next here with a full count. Bases are loaded. And here in the top of the 6th here, we'll see what's going to go. Runners are going to be in motion here, and they walk another batter, making it now an 8-3 ball game. So not so good here for Colorado as it gets even worse now. It's now to 12-3 here in the top of the 7th here. And there you see second baseman trying to make a nice play there. Try to get the Bolden out there at first, but no, Bolden gets there safely. And the scorers make a decision that it is going to be a base hit. So bases are loaded. We'll see what they can do now with 1 out. And bases are juiced as now it goes now to 15-4. So at the top of the 9th here, this one's pretty much all said and done now for the Padres. All they do need now is just try to finish up, and that's going to be, well, that's going to be a strikeout there from Bolden. As looks like Bolden's going to have a pretty decent day there with the exception of that strikeout. Him and his ball club is going to walk out here with a win and most importantly, put an L on Brett Anderson as they do pick up the win. And they will go on to win this one 15-4 is your final score. Bolden, well, like I said, pretty good day here. 3 for 5 in this one. 2 RBIs, 2 doubles, 2 runs scored, and of course a strikeout there on him. So a pretty decent day for him and for his club, as they of course now will go to the second game and see if they can pull this off here. I believe it's a 3-game set, so we'll see how things go tomorrow night in the second game. So nice job there. Take a look at that line score. That's what you want to see there. Look at that, 11 runs scored in the 6th inning there. That's what we need to see from a ball club like ours. And I'm not saying we need to see that all the time in every game because that's pretty impossible, but for the most part here, we need to play. You know, we don't have the best defense. Well, I take that back. We do have a decent defense. It's our pitching that's the problem. So until we get that figured out, we're going to have to do a lot. Everybody's going to have to do a little extra to make our team better. And, of course, you know, help give that run support that a lot of these pitchers need. Not just in the starting rotation, but also in the bullpen. And I'm really hoping that our owner and general manager and even coaches there will get in the war room here soon as we get close to the draft, first year players draft, and of course, you know, when it comes to buying players there in the free agency, or not just in free agency, but also in trading and just picking up guys there that we can try to go after to make this team better. That's the only way really how we're going to be able to do this. You know, most importantly from the ground up in the organization, starting from the minor leagues and such. But at the same time, we need to get better, finding those just one of those few pieces that we need to make this team get bigger and better as we go along. You see there, they throw this one in there. So Colorado's up by 3 runs here, already in the top of the 3rd, and Bolden's going to be up there as he had a base hit there earlier. So he hit that single back in the 3rd. He's 1 for 2 now here as we go to the 6th inning here. He has a dynamic challenge on him, and we'll see which one he is going to pick in this situation here. Looks like he's going to try to time this hit here and get on board. Now down by 4, top of the 6th. That one is should be good enough for a base hit there as he will get on board, and we'll see if that's going to be a challenge completed, and it is. So nice job there from Bolden as he's able to complete the challenge. Now we see Clay here. He's having a little trouble here today. 0 for 2, 2 pop outs so far here in today's game. We'll see if Bolden can help him out here by still on the base here. Bolden does a great job there getting now to 3rd base here, just off by that single, and get himself in scoring position as he's at now 3rd base. So with no outs, 2 runners on board, 1 in scoring position now. a base hit can, or even a fly pop out can get them home, get a runner home. But no, they're going to go ahead. They're going to walk this batter as Orizzi here having a little some control issues here today. Almost looks like what happened the night before there with Anderson, as Dickerson now is on first base. So bases are loaded now. We'll see now Parra up to bat. No home runs, but 3 RBIs here. A great chance now for him to drive in some runs, as he looks like he needs them in this situation there. You see this one going right down the third base line there. Bolden's going to come in to score, and so is Enfield as he comes in to score. And Dickerson will, of course, tag up to third. And Parra will, of course, get a double there in that situation. So nice job driving in 2 runs. Jason Hayward up to bat next here. We'll see some defense here from Bolden. Flashing maybe some glove here in first base. As we're down by 2. Nobody out here. Trying to see if we can turn this double play here. Bolden's going to see. And nice job there as they do turn that tough double play there. That's a 3 to 6 to 3 double play. One of the toughest double plays that you could possibly make. As we go now to the 7th inning here, bases are empty, nobody's out, and that one's going to fly over to shallow right field for a base hit as the Padres are down by 3. Bolden thinking about going to second, but thinks otherwise. So we could see an attempt here to steal a base, as he's going to go ahead and move on the first chance he gets. That one there going in there, and then they turn around. And they are going to say that is a double play. Apparently, Bolden didn't go on the right time there, so they're gonna say it's a double up on that one. Kind of scratch my head on that play, but nonetheless, here we'll see now with runners, no runners on board here, 2 out, and Bolden goes chasing after that slider there, and that's not what you want to see there from your big man with 2 outs in the top of the 9th here, trying to get a rally going. But that is the case here in this situation there, as the Padres end up losing this one. They lose game 2 here in the Mahi City. And the Rockies go all ahead and win this one 7 to 3. Bolden, another decent night here, 3 for 5 in the ball game. A run scored. And of course now he is hitting even better now, as he's around that 400 mark in hitting right now. So he, like I said, he's been doing really well with hitting. His hitting started coming alive. Like I said, he does pretty decent here in Colorado. Now, if you think normally in Colorado, usually if you're a player here in Colorado, your numbers are really not as good for whatever reason. But if you're any other team besides the Rockies playing here, your numbers kind of go kind of out there that in the atmosphere, just like the baseballs do here in this ballpark. I don't understand what the deal is with that. I don't know if they're cursed or something, but it seems like it's been like that for ever since they've been a ball club. But we'll see Cole Hamels now up to pitch here today, as he'll be the guy here on the mound for the Rockies to start off the 3rd and final game of this series. And we'll see what we can do now in this one. As Bolden, he's going to find another base hit there for himself. He's actually going to pull this out to be a double out to right field. That's a nice one there. And that puts him on board as the San Diego Padres lead this one by 1. So there you see Bolden there. Ooh, almost gets thrown out there at second as he has to hurry back and get back there safely. And again, there he goes again as he's kind of playing some mind games with the pitcher. Anytime I see this happen, I don't know if you guys have seen it. A lot of you are probably not young enough to really remember this movie, because I remember seeing this movie in the theaters. But Rookie of the Year, I just recently bought it during this time that we're currently in right now in the pandemic and whatnot. And it's a fun movie. This is one of those movies I watch every single year when baseball season starts. And actually here recently I've been watching a lot of those movies because of the lack of baseball that's been going on. That's why I've been trying to put out videos like this for you guys to kind of watch and just have just remember the times that we used to be able to not have to worry about sitting 6 feet apart and all this other stuff. But Rookie of the Year is by far one of my favorite movies. It's just, I mean, it's over the top, but at the same time, it has a really good story to it. And recently, I just went to Chicago, if you guys remember, back in November, and I actually got a chance to go to Wrigley Field, and I had a really good time. Didn't get a chance to go inside of Wrigley Field. I went to the underbelly of it, because they had a winter festival there. As you see, Bolden hits that one off the out-of-town scoreboard there. They still lead by 1 here in the top of the 3rd, and gets a double, as I'm just kind of yammering here. But going back to what I was saying, it was a really cool, every time I just see that stadium, that's what reminds me. It's just that movie and just what that movie is all about. It's just such a great, just by far one of my favorite just baseball movies. And I have a pretty good collection of baseball films. You know, 8 Men Out. You got Angels in the Outfield, stuff like that. I just love those types of movies. Let me know down below in the comment section what's your guys' favorite sports movie. It doesn't have to necessarily be baseball. It could be any sports movie. You know, Remember the Titans. It's one of my favorites by far. I recently just posted something on my Facebook about that movie, about of course what's kind of what's going on right now in the world with social issues that are going on in our world right now, and that's probably by far one of my favorite baseball or football movies. But let me know down below in the comment section what's your favorite sports movie. Why? I think that another one for me is Glory Road. That one's just iconic. Not to mention my Kansas Jayhawks are mentioned in that movie quite often. So yeah. But anyway, going back to this episode here, as we're talking about Bolden and the Padres do not pick up the victory here today, as they end up losing the 3rd and final game. So they do not get the series win here, but Bolden does believe does pretty well here in this one, or at least he's did well in this series. As we're about to take a look here and look at his numbers for this one, as they end up losing this one in a 3-1 ball game. 2 for 4 for Bolden, 2 RBIs, or excuse me, RBI and 2 doubles there for him in this one, as he and the Padres come up short here in this one, in this series, and they don't win the series, but they get a head back home here, and they get to take on the next team in their division, and that is the San Francisco Giants. It should be a good one there. It's a weekend series, a 4-game weekend series to be exact, and if I'm not mistaken, the Giants are not doing so well right now. So that's a perfect time for right now for us to get our things right and reset and get ready for this battle. This division is going to be a long one, especially if all 5 teams are going to be a part of it. So that's it for this episode of the Road to Glory series, or excuse me, Road to Glory. Jeez, Road to the Show with Rashad Bolden here on ESGNet. Stay tuned for episode 199 as we get closer to that 200 mark here on the channel. This is by far one of the longest series here on the channel, but by far one of the funnest, and I cannot wait to show more, especially when we get to MLB 20. So that's it for this episode. If you guys did enjoy today's episode, please leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you happen to be new. Hit that bell notification if you guys want to be notified of this series or any other series here on the channel. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Discord for latest news and events on what's going on in the world of sports and sports gaming. Not to mention, check us out on Patreon. We do have a Patreon page now. Check that out if you guys want to assist us in financial reasons to make the channel better, help with all kinds of equipment, programs, all that kind of stuff to get just increase the quality of the videos, and the most most importantly, having videos up on more of a regular basis. So thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, keep yourselves healthy, and I will see you guys next time.